On Busan, the LA Gladiators in London faced off on downtown, seeing Decay assume the role of Zarya in Surefour's stead. An early pick onto Profit allowed the Gladiators to take first control of the point, and they refused to let go. London's tanks were consistently picked off first in team fights, and the Gladiators took the point handily. The match moved to Sanctuary, where the Gladiators took first control of the point. Decay zeroed in on Gesture and eliminated him first as London fell around him. At 99% of the Gladiators' control, London managed to switch the point. After two team fights, Fury's insane self-destruct killed 3 members of the Gladiators and allowed them to win Sanctuary. On Mecha Base, London took a more aggressive approach and used Prophet's highly charged Zarya to get early picks on the Gladiators. London captured the first point and maintained it for 66% before a Graviton Surge Earthshatter combo enabled the Gladiators to get their first capture on this point. After a back and forth series of takes, Bedosin's pick ultimately allowed London to take the point and win the map. The Gladiators were the first to attack. After a relatively painless first point take, a messy second point stopped the Gladiators in their tracks for more than 3 minutes. Prophet's effective and clever use of Graviton Surges pinned the Gladiators into unfortunate positions and allowed London to continuously force them back. Decay and Shaz stood their ground, and the Gladiators pushed the cart towards the end of the second point. With a scrappy final fight, they eventually took the second point. The Gladiators completed the map in overtime. On the Gladiators' defense, Fury's surprising Wrecking Ball pick enabled London to pick off Shaz and eventually led to a very quick first point take. The Gladiators pushed forward, not allowing London to leave their own spawn. London were eventually able to push the cart forward and take the second point after Fury's self-destruct melted down 2 of the Gladiator supports. London were able to complete the map after Fury once again took out 3 members of the Gladiators with a self-destruct. The London Spitfire came out on a DPS-focused team composition far from the 3-3 meta that had been seen throughout the rest of the match. However, their first attempt to capture the point failed, and on their second attempt, Decay's Graviton Surge trapped several members of the London Spitfire. This allowed the Gladiators to drive London away from the point, resulting in a map draw. On Volskaya, the Gladiators were on attack first. After London succeeded in focusing Roar, the Gladiators collapsed onto Gesture's Winston, and the Spitfire fell in short order. The Gladiators took point A and charged point B. After an unsuccessful attempt at a snowball push, the Gladiators took the point with more than 5 minutes left in their time bank. London's offense featured Winston once again, though this time the Gladiators mirrored the composition. The Spitfire brawled it out on point A for several minutes before Guard's clever Brigida positioning and crucial elimination on hydration allowed them to take it. They attempted to continue their momentum and take 2 ticks on point B before being pushed back once again. The London Spitfire were able to take point B with just under 2.5 minutes in their time bank. London were next to attack once more. Gesture's prowess on Winston did little to stop Shaz and the rest of the Gladiators from stopping London's first push. They were ultimately unable to pick up a tick. The Gladiators made their next attempt. Settling into a 3-3 Reinhardt composition, the Gladiators were able to handle the high mobility but low sustainability Winston composition run by London. They took a tick in just over a minute and won the map. Once again on Dorado, the Gladiators attacked first. Though they made strong cart progress initially, the Gladiators struggled against Guard Sombra. The Gladiators were able to take the first point but were stopped partway through the second. London pressed forward aggressively and forced the Gladiators back towards their own spawn. They were able to finally break London's defense and gain a bit more distance on the cart. Ultimately, the LA Gladiators were unable to take the second point. On their own offense, London took an unusual rotation through first point and took down the Gladiators with relative ease. After another back and forth brawl, London used Nuss as sound barrier to eliminate Decay, ultimately enabling them to beat the Gladiators. In conclusion, despite a standout performance from Decay, the Gladiators still have a lot of work to do. They don't know how to shut down a Sombra, nor do they seem to be able to handle an aggressive attack. If they can grow in confidence and group cohesion, the Gladiators will have every chance of beating the Hangzhou Spark later on this week. If you love great Overwatch League content, make sure to leave us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon. Now, from our house to yours, thanks for watching.